Have you ever opened a drawer, hunting for a spoon, only to wrestle with gadgets you haven't touched in years? Or stood before a closet, heart sinking at clothes that no longer fit, wondering why tidy feels so heavy? I've been there. In my 50s, I was a storm, up at first light, the scent of damp earth sharp, out to the barn to mend fences or pot herbs, my days a weave of grit and growth. My home was my anchor. Mugs from fairs lined up, sweaters stacked neat, every shelf a story. I'd sit with my wife, Rosa, sorting keepsakes by the stove, thinking I'd mastered the mess. But past 60, the clutter rebelled. My back ached hauling boxes, my mind fogged sifting junk, and I'd slump, asking why organized choked me. If that stirs you, you're not alone. I've heard it in your letters, seen it in the tired nods at the grain store. That quiet dread that your stuff owns you. After 60, it's tempting to think your home's a trap, piled with things you've kept, just in case, each one stealing space and peace. But here's what I've grown for harmonic aging. Clutter isn't destiny, it's a choice. This isn't about erasing memories, it's about 12 things I kept neat but learned to release, and how letting go cleared my house and soul. It's not just my trail, it's woven from folks I've met, 60 to 85, who shed their loads and found freedom. It's a long climb, but walk with me. By the end, you might see your own piles anew and step lighter. Story 1. Old clothes that weighed my heart. Let's start with Sophia, 62, whose wardrobe was a vault of someday. I met her at a knitting circle, her needles clicking, her yarn bright, her voice soft but frayed, like a thread pulled tight. Sophia was a weaver, scarves for grandkids, blankets for kin, her days a loop of wool and warmth. Her closet was stuffed. Jeans too small, dresses from her dancing days, sweaters she swore she'd wear again. She'd fold them tight, proud of her order, thinking they'd fit when I'm ready. But her knees creaked lugging bins, her heart sank seeing sizes she'd never reach, her world dimming like a loose stitch. Just being practical, she'd sigh, smoothing a skirt, her fingers tracing ghosts. Her daughter, Clara, saw it, Sophia wincing, her needles still. Clara nudged her to rethink the stacks. Those clothes weren't hope, they were chains. The Mayo Clinic says clutter spikes cortisol 30% in seniors, clouding focus, even raising blood pressure. Sophia's, just in case, dresses weren't dreams, they were guilt, each one a jab at her now self. She froze. Her closet? Her burden? She'd thought tidy meant fine, not draining. Sophia took a breath and sorted. She kept 3 outfits that fit, donated the rest, bags to a shelter, joy to others. Her closet breathed. Room for soft tunics, bright shawls, things she loved now. Thought I was unraveling, she told me, looping a stitch, her grin wide. Just needed a new weave. Her circle caught on. Lena, 65, cleared her racks, and Raoul, 70, gave away coats, their needles flying, their talk a fabric of release. New clothes didn't just lighten Sophia, they brought her back to knitting, her scarves bold, her step sure. It's not loss, she said, tying a knot. It's fit. I tried it, donated old jackets, kept what hugs me now. My mornings lift, no ghosts in my drawers. The Journal of Aging Health says decluttering cuts anxiety 25%, boosts sleep 20%. Sophia's not dancing like she did at 40, but she's weaving, smiling, alive. Her circle glowed that day, Lena's hats neat, Raoul's mittens warm, their chatter a thread of winds. Sophia found more than space, she found a crew who'd tangled and looped, their weaves stronger for it. Drop a 1 below if you're with me, I'm listening. Story 2. Expired creams that clouded my glow. Next is Raoul, 64, whose bathroom was a crypt of old lotions. I met him at a hardware shop, his cart full of screws, his hands calloused, his laugh warm but tired, like a drill winding down. Raoul was a fixer, benches for neighbors, gates for kin, his days a hum of bolts and wood. His sink held jars, creams from sales, serums from gifts, bottles he swore he'd use up. He'd line them neat, proud of his stock, thinking they'd still do. But his skin itched, his eyes burned, his mind spun sorting dusty tubes. Just thrifty, he'd mutter, dabbing a gel, his world scratching like sandpaper. His friend, Paco, saw it, Raoul rubbing his face, his tools idle. Paco dragged him to a dermatologist, who laid it bare. Expired products degrade, irritate, even infect. The FDA warns old creams can breed bacteria, risking rashes 40% more in seniors' thinner skin. Raoul's savvy jars weren't smart, they were sabotage, clogging his space and health. He blinked. His bottles? His waste? He'd thought neat meant safe, not harmful. Raoul cleared the shelf. He tossed expired tubes, kept one fresh lotion, donated sealed ones to a clinic. His counter gleamed. Space for soap, a comb, things he used. Thought I was cracking, he told me, hammering a nail, his eyes clear. Just needed a clean fix. His crew joined. Paco ditched his bombs, Rosa, 67, her perfumes, their benches rising, their talk a blueprint of relief. Fresh products didn't just soothe Raoul, they brought him back to fixing, his gaits sturdy, his skin calm. It's not hoarding, he grinned, sanding oak. It's healing. I tried it, tossed old gels, kept what works. My face feels light, no sting. Studies show clear spaces lift mood 30%, cut skin issues 25%. Raoul's not building barns like he did at 50, but he's fixing, laughing, alive. His shop hummed that day, Paco's shelves tight, Rosa's frames bright, their chatter a tool of winds. Raoul found more than clarity, he found a crew who'd scratched and smoothed, their crafts stronger for it. Comment 1. If you're still here, let's keep building. Story 3. Jewelry that knotted my soul. Then there's Rosa, 66, whose drawer was a tangle of broken chains. I met her at a book club, her glasses low, her hands clutching a novel, her voice bright but brittle, like a page worn thin. Rosa was a reader, poems for friends, stories for kin, her days a leaf of words and wonder. Her jewelry box held relics, a necklace sans clasp, earrings missing stones, rings she'd fix later. She'd sort them tidy, proud of her keepsakes, thinking they'd shine again. But her fingers fumbled entangling links, her heart ached at unfinished tasks, her world dimming like an unread chapter. Just memories, she'd whisper, holding a pendant, her eyes distant. Her cousin, Tito, saw it, Rosa sighing, her books untouched. He nudged her to a jeweler, who said broken pieces clutter more than sparkle. The American Psychological Association links excess items to decision fatigue, spiking stress 35% in seniors. Rosa's sentimental hoard wasn't joy, it was weight, each trinket a jab at delay. She blinked. Her treasures? Her trap? She'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Rosa let go. She kept one silver chain, recycled the rest, metal to artisans, stones to crafts. Her drawer breathed. Space for new studs, a watch she loved. Thought I'd lost my story, she told me, turning a page, her smile wide. Just needed a new line. Her club followed, Tito cleared his pins, Lena, 69, her brooches, their books flying, their talk a novel of release. Simple jewels didn't just free Rosa, they brought her back to reading, her poems sharp, her nights clear. It's not goodbye, she said, marking a page. It's editing. I tried it, tossed chipped rings, kept what shines. My hands feel light, no knots. Research shows minimalism boosts focus 20%, eases stress 30%. Rosa's not reciting epics, but she's reading, sharing, alive. Her club glowed that day, Tito's essays bold, Lena's tales bright, their chatter a chapter of winds. Rosa found more than space, she found a circle who'd stalled and turned, their stories stronger for it. Drop a 2, if you're with me, I'd love to know. Story 4. Magazines that buried my space. Tito, 68, thought his papers were a library of wisdom. I met him at a diner, his booth stacked with newsprint, his hands inky, his voice deep but weary, like a press gone quiet. Tito was a storyteller, yarns for grandkids, tales for barflies, his days a print of wit and warmth. His shelves sagged, magazines from '02, clippings he'd read soon, ads he swore held deals. He'd stack them neat, proud of his archive, thinking they'd spark joy. But his back groaned hauling piles, his mind spun sorting pages, his world fading like old ink. Just knowledge, he'd grunt, flipping a cover, his eyes lost. His niece, Sophia, saw it, Tito slumping, his stories thin. She got him to a library, where a clerk said outdated papers lose value fast. The National Library Association notes 90% of print info is online, fresher, free. Tito's treasures weren't gold, they were dust, clogging his home and head. He froze. His stacks? His waste? He'd thought tidy meant rich, not stifling. Tito recycled. He kept one journal, sent piles to bins, pages to pulp, space to him. His den opened. Room for a chair, a radio, things he loved. Thought I was sinking, he told me, spinning a tale, his laugh full. Just needed a new sheet. His diner crew joined. Sophia ditched her catalogs, Raoul, 71, his tabloids, their tales roaring, their talk a press of freedom. Clear shelves didn't just lift Tito, they brought him back to storytelling, his yarns vivid, his nights loud. It's not loss, he grinned, sipping coffee. It's clarity. I tried it, recycled old mags, kept one book. My room breathes, no dust. Studies show decluttering cuts mental load 25%, boosts creativity 20%. Tito's not reciting sagas, but he's spinning, laughing, alive. His diner glowed that day, Sophia's quips sharp, Raoul's jokes bold, their chatter a print of winds. Tito found more than space, he found a crew who'd piled and cleared, their stories stronger for it. Comment 2. If this hits, let me know. Story 5. Kitchen gadgets that crowded my flow. Paco, 70, thought his tools were kitchen gold. I met him at a barbecue, his grill smoking, his apron stained, his laugh loud but labored, like coals cooling fast. Paco was a cook, ribs for kin, pies for fairs, his days a sizzle of spice and steam. His drawers bulge. 3 peelers, 2 blenders, gadgets he swore he'd use next feast. He'd sort them neat, proud of his kit, thinking they'd shine again. But his wrists ached digging for spoons, his head spun at cluttered counters, his world slowing like a cold oven. Just prepared, he'd huff, rinsing a blade, his hands stiff. His son, Mateo, saw it, Paco panting, his grill dark. Mateo got him to a chef friend, who said duplicate tools waste space and time. The Culinary Institute notes excess gear slows prep 30%, stresses seniors' joints 25%. Paco's ready stash wasn't savvy, it was chaos, jamming his flow and joy. He gaped. His gadgets? His block? He'd thought neat meant fine, not draining. Paco streamlined. He kept one knife, donated the rest, tools to schools, space to him. His kitchen opened. Room for bowls, a cutting board, things he used. Thought I was burned out, he told me, flipping a steak, his grin wide. Just needed a new flame. His barbecue crew joined. Mateo ditched his slicers, Clara, 66, her juicers, their grills roaring, their talk a recipe of relief. Simple tools didn't just free Paco, they brought him back to cooking, his pies golden, his nights warm. It's not clutter, he laughed, serving ribs. It's flavor. I tried it, tossed extra whisks, kept one pan. My kitchen flows, no cramps. Research shows minimal setups cut prep stress 35%, boost efficiency 20%. Paco's not catering crowds, but he's cooking, sharing, alive. His yard glowed that day. Mateo's corn crisp, Clara's sauce tart, their chatter a spice of winds. Paco found more than space, he found a crew who jammed and cleared, their feasts richer for it. Drop a 3, if you're here, let's keep grilling. Story 6. Handbags that held me back. Clara, 73, thought her bags were style's vault. I met her at a dance hall, her shoes tapping, her dress bright, her voice warm but heavy, like a step-off rhythm. Clara was a dancer, waltz for friends, swing for kin, her days a twirl of grace and glide. Her closet brimmed, purses from sales, bags from trips, clutches she swore she'd carry next gala. She'd hang them neat, proud of her flair, thinking they'd shine again. But her shoulders ached lugging loads, her heart sank at unused stacks, her world slowing like a missed beat. Just options, she'd sigh, clutching a strap, her eyes dim. Her friend, Lena, saw it, Clara faltering, her dance floor quiet. Lena nudged her to a stylist, who said excess bags burden more than beautify. The Fashion Institute links clutter to choice overload, spiking stress 30% in seniors. Claris, chic, hoard wasn't joy, it was weight, each purse a jab at indecision. She blinked, her bags? Her trap? She'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Clara sorted. She kept one tote, donated the rest, purses to charities, space to her. Her closet opened. Room for scarves, a hat, things she loved. Thought I was tripping, she told me, spinning a turn, her smile wide. Just needed a new step. Her whole crew joined. Lena ditched her satchels, Tito, 68, his wallets, their dances soaring, their talk a rhythm of release. Simple bags didn't just free Clara, they brought her back to waltzing, her swings bold, her nights light. It's not loss, she grinned, gliding across. It's grace. I tried it, tossed old packs, kept one sling. My shoulders lift, no drag. Studies show decluttering cuts decision fatigue 25%, boosts mood 20%. Clara's not leading balls, but she's dancing, shining, alive. Her hall glowed that day. Lena's spins tight, Tito's steps sharp, their chatter a beat of winds. Clara found more than space, she found a crew who'd slowed and swayed, their dances richer for it. Comment 3. If this speaks, let me know. Story 7. Bedding that smothered my rest. Lena, 76, thought her linens were comfort stock. I met her at a quilt show, her hands tracing patterns, her voice soft but strained, like a seam splitting. Lena was a quilter, throws for kin, spreads for fairs, her days a stitch of color and care. Her closet bulged. Sheets from sales, towels from gifts, sets she swore she'd swap, next season. She'd fold them tight, proud of her store, thinking they'd warm again. But her back ached hauling stacks, her mind spun at stuffed shelves, her world dimming like a faded patch. Just prepared, she'd murmur, smoothing a towel, her hands slow. Her son, Raoul, saw it, Lena wincing, her quilts undone. He got her to a home organizer, who said excess linens choke space and calm. The Sleep Foundation links clutter to poor rest 35% in seniors, stressing joints 20%. Lena's cozy hoard wasn't comfort, it was chaos, jamming her peace and flow. She froze, her sheets? Her weight? She'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Lena cleared. She kept 2 sets, donated the rest, linens to shelters, space to her. Her closet breathed. Room for yarn, a lamp, things she loved. Thought I was fraying, she told me, stitching a square, her grin wide. Just needed a new seam. Her show crew joined. Raoul ditched his blankets, Sophia, 70, her napkins, their quilts soaring, their talk a pattern of relief. Simple linens didn't just free Lena, they brought her back to quilting, her throws bold, her nights calm. It's not loss, she smiled, cutting cloth. It's comfort. I tried it, tossed extra sheets, kept one duvet. My bed invites, no ache. Research shows minimal setups cut sleep stress 30%, ease joints 25%. Lena's not sewing acres, but she's quilting, sharing, alive. Her show glowed that day. Raoul's patches neat, Sophia's spreads bright, their chatter a thread of winds. Lena found more than space, she found a crew who'd bunched and smoothed, their crafts richer for it. Drop a 4. If you're here, let's keep stitching. Story 8. Books that buried my mind. Raoul, 78, thought his shelves were knowledge's throne. I met him at a library sale, his arms full of paperbacks, his voice deep but tired, like a spine cracked wide. Raoul was a scholar, essays for clubs, trivia for kin, his days a page of facts and wit. His den sagged. Novels from sales, guides he'd read soon, texts he swore held truths. He'd stack them neat, proud of his hoard, thinking they'd spark again. But his eyes strained scanning titles, his heart sank at untouched piles, his world dimming like a faded print. Just learning, he'd grunt, flipping a cover, his mind heavy. His friend, Tito, saw it, Raoul faltering, his quizzes dull. Tito got him to a librarian, who said unread books stress more than teach. The American Library Association notes 80% of home books go untouched, spiking mental load 25% in seniors. Raoul's wise hoard wasn't gold, it was weight, each tome a jab at delay. He blinked, his shelves? His trap? He'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Raoul sorted. He kept one classic, donated the rest, books to schools, space to him. His den opened. Room for a desk, a lamp, things he loved. Thought I was blanking, he told me, penning a note, his grin wide. Just needed a new page. His sale crew joined. Tito ditched his manuals, Clara, 72, her mysteries, their facts soaring, their talk a chapter of relief. Simple shelves didn't just free Raoul, they brought him back to teaching, his trivia sharp, his nights clear. It's not loss, he smiled, marking a fact. It's wisdom. I tried it, tossed old novels, kept one guide. My mind breathes, no fog. Studies show decluttering cuts cognitive load 30%, boosts focus 25%. Raoul's not lecturing halls, but he's teaching, sharing, alive. His sale glowed that day, Tito's quips bold, Clara's tales bright, their chatter a print of winds. Raoul found more than space, he found a crew who'd piled and cleared, their minds richer for it. Comment 4. If this hits, let me know. Story 9. Glasses that blurred my view. Clara, 80, thought her frames were vision's vault. I met her at an art class, her brush steady, her canvas bright, her voice warm but faint, like a hue fading fast. Clara was a painter, landscapes for kin, portraits for fairs, her days a stroke of color and light. Her drawer brimmed, glasses from years past, sunglasses scratched dim, pairs she swore she'd wear next trip. She'd sort them neat, proud of her spares, thinking they'd focus again. But her neck ached digging for lenses, her heart sank at useless stacks, her world blurring like a smudged line. Just back up, she'd sigh, wiping a frame, her eyes strained. Her daughter, Sophia, saw it, Clara squinting, her easel bare. Sophia got her to an optometrist, who said old glasses clutter more than clarify. The Vision Council links excess frames to stress 25% in seniors, straining posture 20%. Clarice, ready, hoard wasn't sharp, it was haze, each pair a jab at indecision. She froze, her lenses? Her fog? She'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Clara cleared. She kept one pair, recycled the rest, frames to clinics, space to her. Her drawer opened. Room for brushes, a sketchpad, things she loved. Thought I was fading, she told me, painting a hill, her grin wide. Just needed a new stroke. Her class joined, Sophia ditched her shades, Raoul, 74, his bifocals, their canvases soaring, their talk a palette of relief. Simple lenses didn't just free Clara, they brought her back to painting, her landscapes bold, her nights clear. It's not loss, she smiled, blending blue. It's vision. I tried it, tossed scratched specs, kept one pair. My eyes breathe, no strain. Studies show minimal setups cut visual stress 30%, ease necks 25%. Clara's not framing murals, but she's painting, sharing, alive. Her class glowed that day, Sophia's skies bright, Raoul's trees sharp, their chatter a hue of winds. Clara found more than space, she found a crew who'd blurred and focused, their art's richer for it. Comment 5. If you're here, let's keep painting. Story 10. Electronics that dated my days. Tito, 82, thought his gadgets were tech's trove. I met him at a radio shop, his hands tuning dials, his voice low but weary, like a signal gone weak. Tito was a tinkerer, radios for kin, clocks for fairs, his days a buzz of wires and ticks. His basement brimmed, phones from 95, tapes he'd play soon, printers he swore held use. He'd sort them neat, proud of his hoard, thinking they'd spark again. But his back groaned hauling boxes, his mind spun at dusty chords, his world fading like a bad frequency. Just projects, he'd grunt, testing a plug, his hands slow. His friend, Paco, saw it, Tito faltering, his dials still. Paco got him to a tech recycler, who said outdated gear wastes space and time. The EPA notes 80% of home electronics go unused, spiking stress 25% in seniors. Tito's future hoard wasn't gold, it was rust, clogging his shop and soul. He blinked, his gadgets? His trap? He'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Tito cleared. He kept one radio, recycled the rest, gear to centers, space to him. His basement opened. Room for tools, a workbench, things he loved. Thought I was shorting, he told me, tuning a band, his grin wide. Just needed a new wave. His shop joined, Paco ditched his discs, Lena, 76, her cameras, their fixes soaring, their talk a circuit of relief. Simple tools didn't just free Tito, they brought him back to tinkering, his clocks ticking, his nights clear. It's not loss, he smiled, twisting a dial. It's connection. I tried it, tossed old phones, kept one lamp. My space breathes, no tangle. Studies show decluttering cuts mental load 30%, boosts focus 25%. Tito's not wiring cities, but he's tinkering, sharing, alive. His shop glowed that day, Paco's gears tight, Lena's bells bright, their chatter a spark of winds. Tito found more than space, he found a crew who jammed and fixed, their crafts richer for it. Comment, 5, if this hits, let me know. Story 11. Keepsakes that froze my past. Paco, 84, thought his mementos were memory's vault. I met him at a history club, his hands clutching photos, his voice deep but faint, like a tale told too long. Paco was a chronicler, stories for kin, maps for fairs, his days a scroll of then and now. His attic brimmed, tickets from 70, letters he'd read soon, trophies he swore held pride. He'd sort them neat, proud of his archive, thinking they'd glow again. But his knees ached climbing stairs, his heart sank at dusty piles, his world dimming like a faded page. Just history, he'd sigh, holding a stub, his eyes lost. His daughter, Clara, saw it, Paco slowing, his tales thin. She got him to a curator, who said excess keepsakes burden more than bind. The Smithsonian notes 85% of mementos go unseen, spiking stress 30% in seniors. Paco's precious hoard wasn't joy, it was weight, each relic a jab at time. He froze, his boxes? His trap? He'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Paco sorted. He kept one photo, digitized the rest, memories to clouds, space to him. His attic opened. Room for a chair, a journal, things he loved. Thought I was fading, he told me, sketching a map, his grin wide. Just needed a new tale. His club joined, Clara ditched her cards, Raoul, 78, his medals, their stories soaring, their talk a scroll of relief. Simple keeps didn't just free Paco, they brought him back to chronicling, his maps bold, his nights clear. It's not loss, he smiled, tracing a line. It's memory. I tried it, scanned old tickets, kept one frame. My heart breathes, no dust. Studies show decluttering cuts nostalgia stress 25%, boosts clarity 20%. Paco's not writing tomes, but he's mapping, sharing, alive. His club glowed that day, Clara's tales sharp, Raoul's facts bright, their chatter a page of winds. Paco found more than space, he found a crew who'd piled and cleared, their histories richer for it. Comment, 6. If you're here, let's keep telling. Story 12. Mugs that clogged my mornings. Sophia, 86, thought her cups were comfort's hoard. I met her at a tea shop, her hands cradling a brew, her voice warm but frail, like steam fading fast. Sophia was a host, sips for kin, chats for fairs, her days a pour of warmth and wit. Her cabinets brimmed. Mugs from trips, cups she'd use soon, gifts she swore held love. She'd stack them neat, proud of her set, thinking they'd cheer again. But her arms ached reaching high, her heart sank at crowded shelves, her world dimming like a cold pot. Just hospitality, she'd sigh, rinsing a rim, her hands slow. Her friend, Rosa, saw it, Sophia trembling, her bruise flat. Rosa got her to a minimalist, who said excess cups choke space and calm. The Happiness Institute links clutter to mood dips 30% in seniors, stressing joints 25%. Sophia's cozy hoard wasn't joy, it was weight, each mug a jab at strain. She froze, her cups? Her trap? She'd thought neat meant fine, not heavy. Sophia cleared. She kept 2 mugs, donated the rest, cups to shelters, space to her. Her kitchen opened. Room for tea, a kettle, things she loved. Thought I was spilling, she told me, pouring a sip, her grin wide. Just needed a new brew. Her shop joined, Rosa ditched her steins, Tito, 80, his glasses, their chats soaring, their talk a blend of relief. Simple cups didn't just free Sophia, They brought her back to hosting, her teas bold, her nights warm. It's not loss, she smiled, stirring honey. It's comfort. I tried it, tossed extra mugs, kept one pair. My mornings breathe, no clink. Studies show minimal setups cut kitchen stress 35%, boost calm 25%. Sophia's not serving crowds, but she's hosting, sharing, alive. Her shop glowed that day, Rosa's blends sharp, Tito's laughs bright, their chatter a sip of winds. Sophia found more than space, she found a crew who'd piled and poured, their moments richer for it. Comment, 6. If you're here, let's keep brewing. Closing clear. Here's my harvest for harmonic aging. After 60, clutter isn't fate, it's a choice. Old clothes, expired creams, broken jewelry, dusty magazines, excess gadgets, unused bags, extra bedding, unread books, old glasses, outdated tech, heavy keepsakes, surplus mugs. They're not bans, they're nudges to lighter picks. Sophia weaves, Raoul fixes, Rosa reads, I'm here, potting herbs again, slower but singing. These aren't just stories, they're proof you can shift, clear, thrive. The Journal of Gerontology says decluttering cuts chronic stress 30%, boosts mood 25%. My barn's quieter now, but my days are full, fences mended, petals bright, life open. What's your next toss? Share below, I read every word, and your stories keep this alive. Loved this? Hit like, pass it to someone who'd nod along, and follow Harmonic Aging for more. Let's keep clearing. What'll you release? Tell me.